The sun bled gold over the small western town of Dry Creek as Clara Wynnford sat by the window of her father's house, her hands folded in her lap. Only months ago she had been the pride of the town, graceful, fearless, the girl who could ride better than most men. But the accident changed everything. Her horse had stumbled, the fall had crushed her spine, and the world that once applauded her now pitied her. People spoke softly when she passed, pretending kindness while their eyes filled with whispers. "Poor thing," they said. "She'll never walk again." Who'd marry her now? Even the church women brought flowers as if visiting a grave. Inside, Clara's heart fought to breathe. Her spirit wasn't broken, just trapped. And yet the loneliness of being seen as half a person cut deeper than any wound she had ever known. One dusty afternoon, while the townsfolk gathered near the saloon, a stranger rode in, tall, quiet, and sunburned from miles of desert. His name was Ezra Cade, a drifter with eyes like distant storms. No one knew his story, and he didn't offer it. When he heard the mocking laughter about Clara's charity marriage being arranged by her father to a local banker, Ezra's jaw tightened. He didn't speak. He simply walked to the old man's porch that evening. "I'll marry her," he said, his voice low but steady. The room fell silent. Her father stared, the neighbors gasped, and Clara looked up in disbelief. The banker fled, humiliated, while the gossip started again, louder than ever. "A crippled bride and a mute cowboy," they sneered. But Ezra didn't flinch. He met Clara's eyes once, and in that silent exchange, something fragile but powerful began to bloom. Respect. The wedding was small, quiet, and full of murmurs. But for Clara it was not pity, it was rebirth. Ezra built her a ramp to the porch, helped her garden, read her stories by the fire, and taught her to shoot again. He never treated her as broken, only as brave. Slowly, the woman who had once hidden from the world began to smile again. The town watched in confusion as laughter returned to the little house on the hill. When a group of boys mocked Clara near the well, Ezra stepped forward, not with fists, but with a calm that silenced the air. "You bow your heads," he said softly, "for she's stronger than any of you'll ever be." The boys fell silent. The town, too, began to see her differently. Not as a crippled girl, but as a woman whose strength made others ashamed of their weakness. Months later, a storm rolled through Dry Creek. Clara and Ezra helped the townsfolk rebuild after the flood, side by side, her wheelchair coated in mud, his hands steady at her back. When the mayor, once her loudest critic, came to thank them, he removed his hat and bent his knee before her in front of everyone. "Forgive us, Miss Wynnford," he murmured. "We were blind." Ezra placed his hand on Clara's shoulder, and she smiled through tears. "You weren't blind," she said softly. "You just never looked." From that day, Dry Creek changed. The saloon songs spoke not of pity, but of pride. The silent cowboy and his bride became a legend. Two broken souls who taught a town that love doesn't need to walk, to stand tall. And when the sun set over the plains, the people who once mocked her remembered the day they knelt, not before her weakness, but before her unbreakable grace.